the did anyone else from the United States go to the China regionals? Just Patrick? Is Patrick Clark the only one we know?
As far as I know.
Does Halpin ever go anywhere?
The chat. Yeah.
Bam, we're live. We were just discussing John's ranking amongst the analysts. I told him he was slightly below me. Just slightly. Close. Like as close as Oldest and Moritz Fiebig.
I think him and I are tied.
You and John are tied?
Yep.
No way. I'm ahead of everybody.
Caleb, senior analyst. God, John, that's so unbecoming of you to be cocky like that. Well, then I'll put you up above me then. How's that?
I was just shocked I beat Brian in Asia. You know, he's the expert on the Asian athletes.
Shouldn't he know best, right?
Scores in for Asia.
I want to know why Patrick went there. Like if I'm missing out by not going there. Like, does he have a girlfriend there? Or like, why did he go there? I just want to know.
And if he had one there, how would that help you if you went there?
Oh, that's a good question too.
Is he part Asian?
I don't have him in the. Let me check my. Nope, I don't have him in the Asian demographic. Maybe. Bye, Tyler. Tyler's like
kind of Asian.
Hiller, stop. Patrick Lang, Andrew Hiller. Stop complaining about Paige Powers missing the semis. She didn't do the reps. You got to let it go. No, he's not complaining. I'm complaining. Listen. Paige deserves to be there. Pat, you don't think it's a fuck up that she's not there? Like that's the fuck up. Her and Nick Matthew.
Oh, I did make a video about that recently. And hey, Mr. Daily Doses. Every single year, if you think the person who wins their CrossFit games is the actual person, there have to be people who are going to affect the scores of that person's final placement. And Paige does that, and so does Nick Matthew for the men. And I think Paige is only getting better. Like it's absolutely clear to me that she deserves to be there. Sorry, not deserve. And I agree with you that she should have stood all the way up. Both parts. And I also think CrossFit shouldn't have put step ups in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, Mr. Pat.
It's all three things.
Yeah.
Patrick Clark fucks. That's all. Oh, you think he goes there to the China region to fuck? That's all right. Okay. Before
probably should go to Vietnam first.
Also he represents a lot of athletes, so maybe he has some athletes there. This morning we had Scott Tetlow on and Rebecca Fusile. Great show. Both of them were great. Quick interviews, 45 minutes each. Then after this show, there'll be a small break so everyone can go out to their garden and work. And then I'll be coming back with, I think her name's Kelsey Keel, but a lot of people call her Kels Keel.
Who's that Hooters chick?
I was trying to figure out, if that was some AI version of John with tits.
It kind of looks like John.
I hope not.
Looks like Greta Thunberg.
Oh, that would be awesome if David did that. That's way too creative for David. Okay, hi JR, how are you, buddy?
What's up?
How you doing? You good?
I'm good.
Oh, it is Greta. Wow.
Nice. Good shot.
Wow.
You at the gym right now, JR?
Oh, it does look like Dallin Pepper.
Correct.
JR Howell in the Kitty Center at Crash Crucible, Andrew Hiller from the Garage, John Young from the Den, Tyler Watkins from the store, the card shop, and Caleb from Hell.
John disappears off the stream.
I want to go over. I want to tell you who all the event winners were first. We'll pull up the scoreboard. Event 4, the winner was Victor Hoffer, gets his looks like his only event win. Congratulations, Victor. Event 5, Bronislaw Olenkowicz. That was the snatch ladder. You guys predicted that. And event 6 is Henrik Happalainen, which we'll talk about, which I think was really cool to see him win. And then for the women, event 4, which happened today, Laura Horvat, first place. Event 5, Elisa Fuliano.
Out of nowhere. No way.
Except for John Young. I think John Young saw that coming.
No, I did not. Nobody saw Elisa Fuliano.
And hey, you know what's interesting? They have Laura Horvat as 506, but I just watched that. And I want to say that I saw her lifted at 5:01, and I can't believe it took her 5 seconds then to cross the finish line, but maybe I didn't see it right. And then event 6, Emma Tall with the big win over Horvat. But I want to say Horvat, something happened to her.
She stopped trying.
Oh, okay.
I want to say those last 2 events made me so mad, and this is why Toomey is going to win the CrossFit Games.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy,
Well,
here it comes.
I will say this. It was interesting seeing Gabby Magawa fumble the
Bag.
fumble the what place did she end up taking? In event 6, Gabby Magawa. Holy shit.
10th.
She 10th?
It's not sorted overall.
She's 10th. It's sorted by that event.
Yeah.
And what
That's
did she
he's asking.
take?
Second. She got second overall, 10th in the event.
I don't see her as 10th in the oh yeah, 10th in the event. Yeah, she fumbled. Would you say that's why also why she's not going to win the games because of the way she treated that, the way she
No, Gabby's not going to win the games because she's not fit enough. Laura's not going to win the games because she lost her killer instinct for some reason. She had 20 seconds to snatch 175 again. She did that at 4:40. She could have looked at the clock, looked at everybody, and then did it real quick. Instead, she takes the longest break ever so Elisa Fuliano can have a pity win because nobody saw her doing that at all. And then event 7. What'd you say?
Hey, fantasy sports guy, how much money did you have on her winning that event?
Are you talking about me?
Because that's what it sounds like right now.
Yeah,
you telling me I'm wrong? You think in the game, if that event was in the game, you're telling me she wouldn't beat 501?
He's saying that he can't tell whether your analysis is
why you're
being
emotional is because
You bet on her.
it's a little bit clouded by how many events you said she was going to win.
Don't worry that I had $20 on that event. That doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is at the games she goes harder than that, and Matt Fraser would show no mercy. Tia shows no mercy, and she just coasted it in.
You're out of your damn mind. You think she pulled up for pity?
100%. She
You're
didn't try after
crazy
event
as hell.
4. In the game, she goes sub 5 on that 100%. Y'all disagree.
Dude, she
had
was
20
running her
seconds of
race,
rest.
and she had no idea where Alyssa Fuliano was, and she ran her own race.
Then it's a
She don't
coaching
give
mistake.
a shit.
Then it's a coaching mistake.
I don't think she pulled up to let Fuliano win, but I do somewhat agree with John that she should have gone and she should have won and she should have made a statement. I don't agree with what Pat Lang is saying here. She's only there to qualify. The place she came in is irrelevant. I don't agree with that.
I agree with Pat there.
You do? Do you agree with Pat there, JR? You agree with him, Tyler?
I think she wants to win.
But do you think it's important that she wins too? That it makes
win.
a statement, that it helps her psyche, knowing that she got.
No, I do think she's stoic enough to not, like, as long as she qualifies and she's in the top 5, I don't think she cares. But
increasing her margin of victory by 5 points is not relevant to her.
Being at the top of the leaderboard though is cool.
Yeah, but big dicking everybody in the whole
that.
gym should be important to her.
That's because you have ego issues, John.
You know, show.
Hey, if
some
you don't
killer
have ego issues, you're not going to be a champ.
That's true. That's very true. So you're going to be a
Would
champ.
Tia
John.
have done that snatch in the last 20 seconds? Yes.
No, her wrist hurts too bad.
From holding her baby. No, hey, what's your answer to that though, Hiller? That is true. Tia would have won that.
Yeah, probably.
JR's pissed because we checkmated him.
Is anybody going to go touch and go?
Everyone who tried to go touch and go gets completely screwed. Did you see that dude in the first heat who went touch and go and he missed his next 2 or 3 stats?
I didn't see him.
Finishing over 10 minutes.
Yep, 100%.
He was the first one to his bar.
I thought Brian might have tried, but I mean, his time
Hepelainen failing 67 reps before he hit the last final snatch was amazing. I was like, dude, wait like 10 more seconds. He just kept going and going and going.
Do they get money for event wins? Probably not. That would be cool if they did.
I know
they
Jen
barely
Smith.
got medical staff.
Jen Smith had this deal with her sponsors back in the day that if like she had some sort of winnings, her sponsor would match it. So I don't know if she
I
has
just
that deal, but
hate-
that should exist.
I hate when
Reebok.
athletes have competitions wrapped up, and they do, and they're that much better than everybody, and then they coast it in like the last day or the last event or the last two events.
Razor in Atlanta.
I hate it. He won. It's different if you win.
Yeah, but he coasted.
Yeah, he coasted and won. She could have
Quitter.
coasted a little bit.
How about Tia in Atlanta? Because
She wasn't coasting.
Yes,
That's all she had.
That
Is
looks
this relegated
posted to me.
individual sports only, or is it with team sports too? Because you don't get mad. You actually would get mad if the Bears were winning and Tyson Bagent was a starting quarterback and they left him in for the fourth quarter. That would make you angry. So now you're saying the opposite.
I'm not a Bears fan. I don't.
Damn,
care
I
what
thought
Tyson
we had
Bagent
you
did.
checkmated. I thought we had you checkmated, JR. Damn, JR pulled a.
The team
found
is
a move.
irrelevant. You know what
Individual
I'm
and
saying,
team
though?
sports
Is it
are
just-
wildly different. Individual and team sports are wildly different. Quarterback, you're just trying not to make him hurt. Like that's a whole different thing.
Hey, why are they called coasters? You know,
And
Like,
I don't agree with Pat Lang or anyone who says, well, that she just needed to get to the games. I don't think that they think ahead. I think that they want to win this event. I think that the best in the world are focused just on the event at play.
I akin it to this. Do you remember in 2017 when Saxon Panchik made it last minute in the legless rope climb thruster workout? Do you remember that in the Central Regional?
Mhm.
Like him and Scott Panchik both came out filthy hot, like so hot. They were ahead of everybody by a lot. It was just rope climbs, and they did the first 3 legless because it was faster. And then what happens? Fraser still beats them. He just goes faster. He sees they're ahead, and then he still beats them because he's not going to coast in a competition, even though he hasn't won. And I don't like it when people coast in the competition. I get
Maybe
it. You
you-
win. You're good enough that you can do that. I don't like it. I just
Maybe she thinks she needed 10 more seconds so that she would make the snatch, John. Could be that simple.
then mentally get stronger and freaking do the snatch.
I agree.
It is like that Hiller and I are on our own adventure over here.
I want to see her win. You want to be the best? You want me to like you, Laura, or not? You want me to like you more than I like Tia? Well, then fucking take a first place. You want that? Who sponsors Tia?
All right, you ready for this?
Everybody.
Oh, if you want that everybody sponsor money, you got to win. Go ahead.
Ooh, Nick
Alex
Schroeder with
and I are
the
sitting there.
hard
I
comment.
think we were sitting there this morning. We were watching one of the events, and Alexis looks up and she goes, "What's Laura Horvat got on?" She goes, "Look at that low cut shirt. You go, Laura."
Yeah, I like that too.
And I'm like,
Noticed it.
"Oh yeah." I thought it was funny that Alexis wasn't paying any attention. She looks up. She goes, "Yeah, you go."
Good time to call Laura.
Yeah, right after that.
Hey, what happened to Christoph? What happened to her brother? Did he end up pulling out? I know there was talk about him hurting his hip. What happened to their team?
They finished
Know or
second.
care?
He made
they
sure he
did?
cleaned 325 pounds touch and go before
Wow.
he quit.
Okay.
You say
That was the
people quit
barbell
way too
complex,
much.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
And
Braun quit, dude.
Let me ask you this. Someone, Alex Peters in the comments said that she's no longer with Rad. Is that true?
She's wearing Adidas.
And then I saw on the
The German company.
I
What?
did hear Laura Smith say on the live stream that she's not even wearing CrossFit shoes, and then I looked at her shoes and she was wearing these cool green Adidas shoes.
Sambas.
I think that was a wink and nod at the Bulgarian lifting team from the 80s.
It's crazy that Adidas got as much promotion as GoRuck did, though, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Did you?
Are they moving that Laura Horvat money to Danny Spiegel? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
All right.
Danny
It's more
Spiegel doesn't
expensive.
come cheap. I mean, 1.7 million dudes jerking
Did
off
you
you every day. Those are expensive people to see your shoes.
I wonder if that dude in Whole Foods was jerking off to her. The unknown. Tia won 6 years in a row and retired, only to then unretire. I didn't win by enough. You either understand it or you don't. Ooh. Ooh.
Facts.
If you ain't first, you'll last, bro.
Tia Toomey, champ. Champ mindset.
Look how straight her knees are.
Hey,
Yeah.
anyone who doesn't like Tia Toomey, you're fucking dumb because there's something to learn from her. Stop the story in your head about not liking her and just learn from her. There's something to learn from her. She's a fucking champ.
You talking to me?
No. Oh, I didn't even see you there. Hi, Andrew. Okay, let's bring up the women's leaderboard. We're going to start the show a little different here. This is going to be called Haters Alley. I just made it up just now. We're going to start at the bottom and just start ripping fools. In 39th place, Katharina Isle. How the fuck do you finish below Rebecca Vidison, who fucking didn't do the last 3 workouts?
We'll see.
That is pretty impressive.
Because you get last place and everything, and you don't get any points for last place.
Wait, but the normality is that if you withdraw, you get put at the bottom of the leaderboard. Are they not doing that anymore?
Not this week.
Is that a word?
Formality?
Normality?
Yeah.
Something that you're not familiar with at all because there's nothing normal about you.
This is actually really interesting.
And no, Tyler, you're not going to hijack the show about
It's
scores.
important for the Heat women.
Yes, take note. Later on today, we'll be doing a Z-score show at midnight.
3 viewers.
Burgros, Björgvin's daughter. What happened to her? She withdrew. Was she injured?
No, that's just her fitness.
She did withdraw.
The 17-year-old
Number 1 analyst.
pulled out of the 5th and 6th event. Do we know why?
The definition of fitness pre-Glassman was your ability to survive. So John is also correct.
There we go.
Rebecca Vidison, do we have an update on her knee? Have we heard anything about Rebecca's knee?
It's after.
She said she posted that it's probably, the doctor said it's probably her ACL again.
Okay.
But she hasn't had any scans or anything done yet.
I wonder if she stayed and watched the event. Let me see if I can.
I don't think I would, man.
I don't see her Instagram. How come I don't
Sure.
have her? Oh, I've tried a million times to wake up from this nightmare, but it seems like this is it. My season is over. The doctor thinks it could be an ACL tear, but we will have to wait for the MRI to know for sure. Thank you for all the messages. It means the world to me. CrossFit Games, we're sending our heartfelt wishes for full recovery.
How do you send those?
I don't know. She looks perfect to me. I don't see anything wrong.
I think they're Instagram posts.
Oh, you just send them.
Yeah, there's a send button.
Who's her agent?
I don't know.
Anyway, dear Rebecca's agent, can you pull that picture back up of her? There are these chokers that women wear around their necks, and next year get a sponsor for Rebecca Vidison that's a temporary tattoo with the sponsor's name around it, so it looks like a choker. I'm telling you.
I don't get it.
I mean, you can't take your eyes off this fucking girl. She's fucking perfect in every way.
I
Why
thought
not?
It was deeper.
Except for her ACLs.
No, just like whatever her sponsor is. If it's toe spacers, just get toe spacers in a circle around her neck. Chokers look hot on chicks, and that shit would be a perfect place for a sponsor. I mean, that's wasted acreage right between her fucking chest and her chin.
You got a good point, because if she went the goth route, goths play huge on Instagram. She could get a ton of followers. This is a good route. I like
can't
this.
tell if I'm
I think she should just rehab hard, recover, and make the games. And
Well,
then-
yeah, but she
stupid
should
idea,
be goth while
and then
she
not
does that.
and not write a book and then be like, "This is how you really come back."
Okay, I didn't need your help, Tyler, but I appreciate you trying to get my back on that. I really.
Yeah,
That's a goth.
I wish it could. Well, couldn't you been like Hooters waitresses do that or something? Why does it have to be goth chicks? But thank you.
Say Gotham.
I appreciate the.
Back me up,
attempt.
chat. Are goth girls good or not?
Elena Cardatala didn't make it. We'll keep going up the board. Lucy McGonigal, 19th. Pretty good finish for her since she started in 39th. Thurgodoter, 16th place. Is that it for her, JR? Are her games aspirations over? She's how old is she? 32 years old. Takes 16th place in the European semifinals. Is she toast?
Hey, where did I hear someone say that her and her coach said this was a layback year, and next year they're really going to be going after the games again?
No shit.
I swear I heard that. Maybe it was on the stream. I don't think it was Chase. It was Lauren. Maybe.
Why would it be a layback year? Is there a reason?
Because it was like a very taxing year for some reason or another.
Oh, mentally. I think Chase said that.
Did you hear that too?
I heard. I don't remember where, but mentally there was a lot of stuff that happened.
That said, yeah, she's done.
Okay, JR, is she done?
No, I think she'll come back and try to get another run. This will probably only just be some fuel for the fire.
Well, give it a run is different than being done. It's like,
Does she
I can
make
give
the
it a
games
run
again,
too, but I
JR?
can't compete.
Yeah, do you think she makes the game again,
Yeah,
JR? All right. Manon Anganese went to the games last year, 31 years old. Her strength did not translate to grip. She struggled with the dumbbells. Is it any surprise she didn't make it with this group?
Yeah. Manon Anganese is kind of like, and maybe this is the wrong analogy, but she's like a poor woman's Gabby McGowan. She's just a very consistent throughout the whole competition, and then it ends up making her like 8th or 7th place because she doesn't have a lot of holes. but yeah, this is just a poor performance on her. I don't know what else to say about it.
Dick Butter, no doters made it this year.
Man, how long has it been since that happened?
John, that's
2008.
Damn.
Pretty soon, no American men are going to make it either. To be all Canadians.
Really? Are you serious? Are you joking?
I don't know.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom, 396 in 10th place. And they took the top 10. Emily Lumberg, 355. So Jacqueline made it in comfortably. Emma McQuaid, who did she beat in the dumbbell carry that I was shocked?
How old is Emma McQuaid?
Can you go to the event and like?
She beat someone, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That's not
because they put down the dumbbells.
Hey, what's the oldest individual woman to ever qualify in the open division?
Probably Sam Briggs.
Sam Briggs, and she's 35, 36.
Sam might be Emma's coach.
She beat Gabby McGowan and Amy Kringle.
Mm-hmm. That's who it was.
Gabby McGowan.
Yep.
It was McGowan who put him down, or Kringle?
No, McQuaid beat Gabby.
Yeah, crazy. Who would have thought that? Hey, is Sam Briggs Emma McQuaid's coach?
There's something.
There was a relationship there at one point. I don't know if it's still active.
Coaching relationship?
The way y'all.
I don't think they were dating. I think Sam's been with the blonde-haired girl for a long time, also former games athlete. But I'm pretty sure that Sam was her coach. Does anyone know what camp Emma's in? Is it or who her coach is?
I think it's Sam Briggs.
Pedro knows.
Okay. I don't know.
Pedro definitely knows.
We need Pedro.
Is he sleeping? He's sleeping.
Alicia Fuliano of 438 points, sitting in 8th place, going to the CrossFit Games, 3rd time.
Yes.
Took first in the snatch ladder. How big of a surprise is that, JR?
Completely shocked just because I had no clue where she was going to end up. I just remember John saying repeatedly that she was really going to struggle on that.
John, did you think she was going to struggle on that?
Yeah, dude. Like she PR'd her snatch at 190 last year. I don't. Nobody saw that coming. This will be the biggest surprise of the entire semifinals, in my opinion. I would be thoroughly shocked if somebody did something more surprising than this.
Oh, you wait. I got something for you.
When Bill Leahy takes 35th.
Bill ain't doing nothing. But I don't think you could convince anybody that Elisa Fuliano would win the snatch ladder in this region. And it's probably the reason she goes to there was a comfortable distance between 10th and 11th, right? So she probably would have made it regardless. But
what would be more surprising if Colton didn't make it or that Fuliano won?
Fuliano winning that event is more surprising than Yonakoski not making it.
Wow. John said that Laura would win by over a minute.
I never said that. Y'all put that word. Y'all put those words in my mouth.
JR, I know you heard it.
What was the fastest? What was the fastest men's time in that?
5:20 something by Braun.
Yeah.
Okay, no one broke 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and no one came close to 3:15. Brian.
Okay, let me ask you this too. Going back here to Fuliano. Linda Kiesman did well. I'd never even heard of her. She did great.
Almost nobody picked her to qualify in the Heat 1 app.
Jennifer Muir had a bit of a tumble.
What was the max? What was the max weight for the women in the snatch? The final bar?
175.
And what was it for the men?
265.
265.
So, what was the women again?
175.
Hey, is that right, JR? Does that sound right to you? Does the women's final bar need to be heavier? Does it need to be 185?
I think it does need to be heavier in 2024, but this was based on a workout from 2016. So I think it is good that if they're going to repeat it, they need to keep everything the same.
Hiller, women's weight. Do you agree with JR? Needs to be heavier, but not here.
It needs to be heavier on everything, just about everywhere. And on this, you can't change it because it's a repeat, but it is light relatively to the men.
Tyler, too light for the women, 175?
Yeah, it's like if we were to update it, I would definitely put it up to closer to 185, 190. But like they said, it's like they're all doing the same test, so it doesn't really matter.
You'd make it heavier for the men too, Hiller?
No, not a repeat. I like this. I like this repeat a lot. I like that. I think half the field, every regional got capped, and almost nobody got capped at the semifinals this year.
You just don't like that it's.
I just think about guns when I say get capped. You
just don't like that it's not comparable from men to women. Sevon.
Yeah, it just seemed not only not comparable, but it just seemed like as I was watching the women cross the finish line, it just didn't look hard enough.
Well, women typically always cycle 90% better than the men do, and most weightlifting things, women will finish faster than men even if the weights are the same.
Yeah, but if you believe what Hiller believes, it's because it's not as hard.
And 17.
So it's interesting, Stefan.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you bring this up, and it's pretty easily discernible for you to just watch and come to this conclusion. But yet, when we watch other workouts, we don't go to that conclusion because it's limited by gymnastics or something else. So in a workout with 13 legless rope climbs, the legless rope climbs weren't the crux of the workout at all for the men, but yet for the women, it was the crux. And 15 ring muscle ups for the men, I don't think one person broke in 4 heats, but about half of the women broke on that movement.
Wow. Well, thanks for ruining that question for me later.
Hey, I'm just happy it's 185, 135. All right. Unlike the front squat workout from earlier in the weekend.
Pat Lang says it's in 17.3 when they did this workout. The women did use 185.
This is not a repeat from 17.3. It's a different workout.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda Kiesman, Tyler, no one picked her in the Heat 1 app?
Hardly anybody. It was like 1% of people.
Do you guys know who she is? Have you guys heard of her? What flag is that?
She's
Cuba?
a TTT athlete.
Where's that from? That's the French flag, like turned, just rotated.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, Linda.
Oh, yeah.
Claudia Gluck, is it her first games?
Yes, and she barely missed it last year. And she's been up and coming this whole year. She's done really, really well.
She started the weekend tough with a 23rd place finish. Amy Kringle, 2nd to 4th, a 5th to 6th, a 13th, and an 11th.
Huge improvement from last year.
Amy Kringle was very impressive.
It's really cool, too, just like how many countries are representative in the top 10. Like when Claudia Gluck and when they announced Victor Hoffer just being there in France, like it was clear that they had the home field advantage. Like the crowd exploded for them. It's just really cool to see like how many different countries are represented.
I agree. For anyone who needs translation of what JR is saying, we can repeat everything he says because his internet's so strong today. Karen Freyova took 3rd place. It's pretty bad.
A little bit.
It's not John Young bad. Karen Freyova takes 3rd place in the weightlifting event. That's pretty much where you guys thought she'd finish, right? You guys thought it was going to be Laura first or Karen Freyova and then Emma Tall, but you guys got the top 3 right, but just not in the right order.
Well, I mean, other than Lisa Fuliano, yeah. Are you talking about overall?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yep, those 4 were in a tier of their own.
Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at event 6. She took a 5th, 550.
Yeah, I thought she'd be better in the weightlifting event than she was.
Oh, in the weightlifting, you're saying, yeah.
Emma Tall got a 648 in the weightlifting event with an 11th place finish. Gabby Magawa 4th. Laura Horvat 2nd. Freyova, will she finish top 10 in the games?
I don't know about top 10. She will be around there, though. I would say 8 to 12 in between there.
Does anyone think she'll finish top 10 at the games?
No.
Emma Tall, will she finish top 10 at the CrossFit Games?
No.
She was 11th last year. So she's in the same range as Karen Freyova. I think they can finish in the top 10, but it would just depend on the events.
And is Gabrielle? How about Gabriella Magawa, top 5 at the CrossFit Games?
Yes, 5th exactly.
Did Dahlstrom take 10th? Who took 10th?
She
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she did.
And there was a gap between 10 and 11. It was wildly different than the men. The women, like those top 10, it's pretty easy. And then the men, it was not much different.
When this was the first semifinal to go. Obviously, Asia is not a good comparison, but you got Laura Horvat here in first place. Now we have all of her scores. Do you guys think that there's something you could see, JR, at the semifinals in the West and in the East and at Torian that would make it so you don't think Laura's in the running anymore for Podium?
No, I don't think so. For a few different reasons. First of all, you're going against the field that's there only. So she's not being pushed by other athletes that aren't there. Second of all, the times typically get faster in weeks 2 and 3 because there's more preparation. All these coaches and athletes have been able to watch all weekend and learn things about the workouts they didn't know prior to. The layouts on the floor will most likely be different. The run course could be different, could be shorter or longer. The floor layouts, even the kind of barbells that they use. Like this was a brand new arena with what looked to be really wide lanes. They use regular barbells for the front squat workout and the clean and jerk workout. If they use short bars, that possibly changes it. If some of them have longer runs back to the rig, that changes things. So little things like that, I think, come into play, and you really can't cross compare as much as you want to.
John, are you happy with the way Laura looked?
Yeah, I mean, she, other than not dominating the end like she can, Laura looked exactly what I thought she would look like.
Andrew, 10th place finish for Jacqueline Dahlstrom, 396. Then Emily Lundberg, 355. If Rebecca Vidison would have been healthy, would she have knocked Jacqueline out?
Yes.
Tyler?
Agreed.
That rope climb event.
Say that again, Andrew?
Vidison was about to win that rope climb event.
Yep.
She was going to win her heat.
She would have done pretty well. Yeah, she was going to win her heat. That's fair. She was going to do well in the final. Snatch would have taken her down a little bit, but I'm not sure how Dahlstrom did on the snatch overall.
10th.
Vidison would have been like 15, 18, I bet.
Oh, I think she'd be right with Dahlstrom. Amongst the games field, she'd be 18th.
She's done well on event 4.
So there's really the most surprising singular event. I think you guys have agreed upon is Fuliano, and then there aren't any real surprises. I guess the biggest surprise we're saying for making it to the games is Linda Kiesman and Turi and Manon Anganese not making it. Would you say that's correct? And other than that, this thing played out pretty normal.
I don't think Turi not making it was a surprise to many.
No, she was a long shot, and I thought the events ran really well for her, but she just didn't execute.
All right.
Good enough.
So the true people, the true contenders that the European semifinal sending really is just one. They're just sending Laura Horvat and I guess Gabriella Magawa. You could throw both of them in there.
Yes, contending for podium, yes.
And for Amy Kringle, if she continues on this pace, she's more 2000.
About to win the games next year.
Who? Kringle?
Kringle, yeah, at this pace.
Top 20 or not at the games?
Ooh.
That's a great prop.
That'd be a
That's a great
good
prop
show.
bet.
Top 20 or not?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
John, Emma Tall in 2022, where did she finish at the games?
2022, 14th, 15th. I can effort it.
Because something that I think about when I look at the programming for this semifinal and I look back to the programming in that year was how much upper body pulling there was. Emma obviously is one of the best in the world at that, much like Alex Kazan. So it'll be interesting to see at the end of the year, all doors, how much does that take away from odd objects, running workouts, and how much more in gym it caused to be programmed. So if there's a ton of upper body pull and Emma's in the field, she might end up cracking the top 10.
What did JR say?
Jesus.
JR, I think what JR said is if upper body pulling, she didn't make the games in 2022.
Yeah, she 19. She made, or 2021 she was 19th, and 2023 she was 11th.
Yeah, So I was thinking of the year previous. So, but if upper body pulling is at a premium, Emma Tall is one of the best in the world, just like Alex Kazan. And if the games has a lot of upper body pulling, which the games has shown, it usually biases towards something, either a heavy squatting or heavy pulling. Or heavy hinging. It always biases towards something. Not a lot, but it does bias a little bit. And if it's pulling, then Emma Tall has a good shot at top 10. That's what JR said, I think.
How the hell did you know that?
Yeah, and
I got
you
you.
make all that up.
Hiller distracted me.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong and he said something different, but I'm just picking out little snippets and then.
And JR is gone. Okay, guys,
JR, he got that nice internet that he brought in for Crash, and you get your lawn cut and there's just grass long everywhere. You'd be furious.
Guys, we will be back in 45 seconds to discuss the men in Europe.
Give on us, 'cause I'm falling down now. Won't be good enough. I miss it. Those days when nothing ever really mattered. So willing to give it all, even though you might just shatter. Now you're scared of time. Gotta beat the clock now. It's all up to pride. Struck out when you have about 30 chances. One bad day, now you don't know how to pay for the damage. I don't wanna cry. If I'm gonna fall back, it's a waste of time.
And there he is.
And we're back.
It's a banger.
How many seconds was it not on the screen?
Some few.
That's as fast as I can pee. All right, let's take a look at the boys. I'm really happy, of course, that Yellow Hosta made it up there. We'll get to him soon. Let's start at the bottom again. Looks like no one withdrew from the men's competition. All 40 guys made it to the end. Michael Wozlowski, didn't someone actually pick him to actually go to the...
I don't think
yes.
Do I not have these in the right order? Oh, no, I don't have these in the right order. I have them in
Yeah,
the
you do.
six.
He's not looking in the right order.
I have them in the
Caleb
right
has them in the right order. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay, sorry. Let's go back down to the bottom. Let's go up to...
Sorry, your boy didn't make it. Grigors.
27th, Michael Wozlowski. Didn't someone pick him to go to the games?
No, he went last year.
Okay. The kid that there was a lot of hope on, 25th place, Nika Mazeradze.
There wasn't hope on this podcast, Evan.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was 25th. Yeah, Nika.
So he was a dark horse, ended up in 25th place. Yesterday, John told us Fernando wouldn't be making it.
Bro, he fell far. Fernando was like in the top 10, wasn't he?
He was like 8th place.
He got a 22nd and 19th and a 36th. Alexis Catoulis, Bronislaw Lenkwitz. Oh, Enrico Zanoni.
Son of a bitch. He didn't make it.
Yeah, so what's going on with him? Is he just not a games caliber athlete?
No, he's been with the games, and he's the best looking dude.
I mean, I think he got lucky with the programming one year and got in, and then he has home run events. He's got events that he can beat everybody in the world in, and I think last year he caught a few of those in semifinals.
Hey,
I don't think he's games caliber fit.
18th place, Kevin Jurs. Is there a girl? Is there a female Jurs too?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't think so.
Okay. I thought there was maybe a female. Maybe it's Muirs. Maybe I got it.
That's it.
Is it? Okay. Michael Smith from Ireland, 5th to 28th, the 10th, the 16th, the 26th, and the 31st basically just went downhill. Shit the bed final day.
I'm bummed. I was rooting for him.
Guillaume Brandt has been to the games before. One of France's hopes to go to the games. Finished 16th. Fabian Benito finished 15th. Two guys that had a chance, I'd say.
Yeah, had a chance.
Oh, JR, good to see you. You're back. Okay. Colin Bosshard, I know a lot of people were hoping that he'd make it.
How did you know he was going to blow it?
What are you talking about? In the last event?
Yeah.
Because he's little bitty. He's not strong. That's
Fair
a
enough.
big man workout that you can hold onto the dumbbells at the end. He was not going to bike hard. Everybody was going to bike faster than him. The only thing he's going to be better at is ring muscle ups, and they were irrelevant.
I wouldn't call Victor big.
Victor's not big, but he's strong enough. And Victor's fit. That's the thing. Like, I think Victor's fitter than Colin. I think Colin is too small. He's too weak, right? So
top 10 on all the first 2 day events.
There
6th,
wasn't
10th,
strength
6th.
much involved in the first two-day events. You have to be strong on the last day. The snatch event and
You can't be weak on 225
bike
front
lunging
squats.
event. Dude, everybody went unbroken, man. Like I don't think that's much of a strong workout as you think. I think it's just a fitness workout. It's a grindy one, but it showed that the bigger, stronger athletes are going to come through on the event 5 and 6. And I thought sprinting the bike, I think you have to bike hard to do well in this event. I know all of y'all said you don't have to bike that hard, but I think you have to bike really hard.
Which event? The last one?
The last one.
Event 6. And he's not going to have the power output because he weighs 82 freaking kilos. And then the ring muscle ups are irrelevant. And then the lunges were hard. They're 100-pound lunges. He doesn't have long strides either because he's short. You know what I mean? Like if you're not strong, you don't have high power output, and you are small, that event is terrible for you. And that's Colin. No offense to him.
That sounded offensive as shit, man.
Yeah, but no offense. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
I liked it.
Yona Koski. So here's the thing with Yona: 34th, 11th, 26th, and then the rumors were that he was sick, and then it was kind of like confirmed the rumors were true. But when I look at his finishes, I want to call bullshit on that, because how could you be sick and finish stronger than when you started? Unless you're saying he got better in the middle of the night, he got help
Burn it out.
because he finished well, right? In 8th, 15th, and the 4th. I mean,
Eddie Pot in a Z-Pack, and he picked himself up and got to the freaking semifinals.
what do you think happened to Yonakoski, JR? You think that it follows some sort of pattern to what John was saying? He's a strong guy, so he did well in the last 3 workouts? Or do you think that there was somehow he was sick and he miraculously got better?
Can you guys hear me okay before I go on this diatribe?
Yeah, you sound deeper than ever. You
You
sound
sound
good.
amazing.
Nice and deep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
You sound like that testosterone's working.
if you, I wish I'd be bigger than 180 pounds. If you look at the events, the order of them, events 1, 2, and 3, I would say it was really, really easy to get it max or almost to max heart rate, and have to sustain that for a longer period of time. When you get to workout 4, 5, and 6, there are areas where your heart rate can come down. And especially in workouts 5 and 6, I would say it's more limited on muscular stamina. And that might have just been an area where he didn't have to get to his peak respiration rate, heart rate, and that really helped him out toward the end of the weekend.
So you're not so you don't think sickness is a factor, or you do?
I'm saying if it was a factor, then it showed on the workouts that were a lot more breathy, that were a lot more fitness based, and that was earlier in the weekend.
Okay.
Which
Jay
makes
Hartle,
sense.
JR needs to go park in a strip club. Go ahead, Tyler.
I mean, if you're sick, like you can kind of just grit it through for 8 minutes, but that's hard to do for 30.
Well, you're not, what he's saying though is your heart rate's not near as high. None of those workouts, your heart rate gets super high. It's just, like he said, muscular endurance. And then the other 3, your heart rate's high the whole time. I don't even think time domain plays into it. I just think you're,
In 2014, there was a video that I think Sevan made called Only 3. And in that, you'll see that Fronin's wandering around, like coughing up a lung. And I think you can even see that in the background of the Froning documentary. There's like 20 minutes of cut footage. And he's like hacking up a lung at Marcus Hendren, talking about how it's like there's blood in the water, Rich is sick. You guys remember that?
Yep. 2014.
There's at least one, if not two, different Yonakoski bits where they walk up to him. He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't know what's going on." He's not freaking sick. You can't after the weekend be like, "Yeah, guys, I was sick the whole time." Like, shut the hell up. Like,
and I don't know if he said that on camera somewhere.
No, he hasn't said that he's sick on camera.
So do you think he just didn't have it this weekend?
If I walk up to JR and he's had a gunshot wound in his arm, but hey, what'd you do? Like, just a normal day. No big deal. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't even hurt that bad.
Hey, is this true? Jelly did an appeal for doing too many jump ropes and was given time as a result. Is that true?
I don't know.
JR's on the move. The cops just came and knocked on his window.
He's going home.
Melissa Odier, someone sure loves you, JR, to tolerate this audio. My God, it's like he has the fucking AC vent pointed right at his headphone. What'd you say, JR?
I'm just gonna leave and go park in a parking lot, like she said, the closest strip club.
Does Spartanburg have a strip club?
Hey, JR's beats are from
JR moonlights at that club all the time.
JR's beats are like edition 1. Those are like from 1994, dude. Those are like the original.
They are not. They're the Beat Studio 4s.
This is one of the spots I heard it. He told
Larry Young. He told Yonakoski told Craig Ritchie he didn't have his 6th gear. I didn't know there were 6 gears.
I heard there's
as many
5,
as you want.
And then
I heard that there's only 5.
Yeah, you might be able to manufacture a 6th.
Josh Everett. There's only 5 gears. 6. All right. Okay. Thoughts? Yonakoski didn't make it. What were the odds of that? Is that the biggest shock of the men's division?
Yeah. I don't think anything's close to that.
Anybody? Anything more shocking?
No way.
Is he done?
No. He'll be back next year.
Yonakoski, 29 years old. John Young thinks he'll be back for his 30. Luka Vunjak had a slip. Uldis Upanex didn't make it by 1 point. Hey, he truly did shit the bed, right, Uldis? I mean, he had a 25th, a 17th, a 28th, and a 14th. He basically
he needed to go 2 seconds faster, and he would have made it
on the last workout.
Yep.
That workout was a stretch for him, though. Like, it was a tough one.
Well,
so I don't think
what he did,
he just did what he had to.
If he went 2 seconds faster, he would have made it. That's it.
I'd like to give some props to Dave and Boz, because if you have an individual, regardless of the holes or the shortcomings they may have in their fitness, but when you have someone win 2 out of 6 and the programming is well-rounded enough to where their weaknesses can be exposed to the point where they miss the games, that's really, really, really impressive from a programming standpoint. More so, I think, than from the standpoint of just, oh, well, he's just too good at the things he's good at and not good enough at the other stuff.
When Uldis first picked up, I agree. I think the programming was amazing. When Uldis first picked up those dumbbells, his first step, he wobbled. His first fucking step, he wobbled. So
winning two and not making it to finish top 10 out of 40 is nuts.
I mean, Braun about did it and didn't finish top 20 out of 40.
You mean just in the breadth of the test? Do you think that that's indicative of how great the testing was?
Well, I think it's indicative of how good of a job they did making the workouts different. How about that? I think overall after watching the weekend, it seems like for the men, the bigger and more powerful you are, the better your chances are at making it. We saw event 3 really didn't matter about the legless rope climb, and it was about the bike power and the box jump over pace. In the first workout and the second workout, that was very fitness limiting. In workout 4 on the handstand walk, some would argue that it didn't matter how fast you could handstand walk. If you couldn't hold really good row paces, you weren't going to do well. Event 5 is absolutely for the stronger athlete. And then I would still argue that in event 6, the bike and the lunge is what's relevant. The ring muscle ups for 15 are not relevant in that workout for the men. So in all, the bigger and more powerful you are, the better your chances are at these tests.
Let me push back on this really quick. Sorry, Tyler. JR,
No,
I think Oldest was cycling his muscle ups. I know what you're referencing, just the fact of being able to hold on for all 15, but Oldest was slow on cycling his muscle ups, I think, also. I think he could have made up to 2 seconds there.
I think there's definitely going to be some nuances as we see the weeks go on with like, hey, the guys are getting off the bike really, really close together, and there's not some getting off in 30 seconds and some getting off in 55 seconds. So someone like Taylor, for instance, the fact that his kip is so tight and he never gets to the point where he's teetering on his ring muscle up, so he doesn't have to pause at the top to get his dip to where he can go back into the next rep. Those little things will come into play. But I think to John's point, I think we've all seen that the bike in both workouts matter a lot. And then in this last workout, I still think the lunge is what matters the most.
I agree. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Uldis, 11th place, misses Moritz Fiebig by 1 point. Moritz did what he had to do. Caleb Clements, has he been to the game before? I didn't even recognize that dude's name.
I don't think so.
I think he's gotten close before though. I know his name from previous semifinals, but I don't think he's made the games before.
Yeah, just semifinals.
Harry Lightfoot, is he the weakest guy in the to make it to the games?
The most surprising of the weekend is not Jonakowski not making it. It's the fact that Harry Lightfoot could hit a 265 snatch.
Oh, like that shocked you?
Oh, he almost,
dude. He was 8 seconds away from getting.
I know. That would have been the call of the week. I was like, oh, he's not going to hit that. And then everyone who's talking shit in the comments, they're going to see. And then he hit the next two at 265 too. And he was like, hey, screw you, dude. So good on you, Harry. Nice job.
That's the reason you made the games. You making that snatch.
You made the games.
That 245 snatch is the reason you made the games.
Yeah.
Does he top 30 at the games?
Well, based on the first couple of events, yeah, if those are the fitness ones, he's got a shot. As good a shot as anyone.
Dude.
Well, top 30.
I'm gonna say
bottom 10, John.
I'm gonna say he gets 31st place.
I heard a rumor that somebody sent a soundbite of me saying he couldn't snatch 245 to Harry Lightfoot, and that's what powered him to hit the 265 bar.
Is that true? You did hear that rumor? Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew Hillard.
I'm going to take the same
we
credit.
Really like the Darius games. Steel. We talked about that yesterday.
Oh yeah, John. He has a goofy picture.
What?
BKG doesn't look a year older, but 7th place. Is this the last year we see the Icelandic man? 11 years in a row to the CrossFit Games. Is he just waning, or his skill levels just waning?
He's a games athlete more so than he is a semifinals athlete.
Meaning he does better with 13 workouts than 6?
Well, yeah, and like the weird stuff that we test at the games, like he's good at a large breadth of tests. And so, yeah, I like him better at the games than at semifinals for sure.
I mean, fucking Luka Jukic beat him.
Dude, Luka's no joke. But I agree with what Tyler is saying, but I also kind of agree with what you're saying, Stefan. I think the times where BKG is in the running for top 5 are over. And I think
he still gets top 15.
Yeah. But I'm saying he's on his way. He's not in his prime anymore. He's on his way down. But he's still I agree with Tyler that he's more of a games athlete than a semifinal.
Thoughts on anyone on BKG? He's been a staple in the sport. Do you think you guys just don't want to say anything because he's been around so long? He's been so good. Now it's like kind of hard to watch him wane.
I think until it happens at the games, we can't say anything. He finished 11th last year and couldn't do one of the events. So he would have for sure finished 10th.
He's fine. I don't put any stock into the semifinals placings.
No shit.
They don't correlate to games placings at all.
I agree.
Laura finished what, 3rd last year, and then she won the games.
Well, I mean, Hopper freaking about wins it every year, and he's up and down as all get out.
Okay.
I'm gonna cry. Don't say Hopper.
Victor Hoffer, does he finish top 30 at the games?
Yes. Yeah.
21 years old. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say he finishes right at 30th.
Oh, then he's gonna get cut.
I think Victor Hoffer is a little like Colton Mertens,
In what way?
but in a way different fashion.
You don't see it? It's obvious, dude.
Victor's all neck and Colton's all legs. Victor has all neck.
Victor was a woman.
Like he's pretty fit at almost everything. He's strong enough, but there are a few workouts that nobody can touch him. Nobody. And I mean, Colton Mertens is more Colton Mertens than Victor Hoffer, but I just think Victor Hoffer is a little bit like that. He's going to have, if depending on the game's events, he might have 2 home runs that he just beats everybody at, and then it will propel him on the leaderboard. And then he'll be an average 25th place on everything else.
JR, who takes a higher placement at the game? Is Victor Hoffer or Colton Mertens?
Colton.
Well, yeah, Colton.
All right. Luka Jukic almost brought to tears, making it to the games. I think you can say after watching that 265 snatch, he's not the weak guy anymore. Wasn't that the story with Luka? He's just not strong enough.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, he's strong enough now.
Except for that 34th place in the front squat event.
Well, that's I don't think that's strength though. I think he.
How isn't it? He's good at everything else in that test,
dude. I think he just paced that wrong.
What was the test again?
It was the double under toes to bar front squat workout.
Okay. Yeah, 30.
Hey, Stefan, can I go back to Victor Hoffer for just a second? I want to say something about him.
Please.
So the fact that he finishes 6th after the first couple events, everyone was like, dude, it's not looking good for him. He starts out the last day with half of the workouts left in heat 3. He hits a bomb on the first workout from heat 3. He wins it, which is super difficult to do, especially in a workout that's a pure race like that. Then they reseed for the next event, for event 5. He's in 11th, though, so he still doesn't know. He's still not with the top heat. Then they don't reseed for the final. They did not reseed for the final. He was in 9th, and he was not in the last heat. That is super impressive that he still did what he did with them not shuffling before the final, which I'm very curious. Is that going to be consistent for the next 2 weeks? Because that is huge for the race, especially when you have 10 or 11 spots. He was in the top 10 for the finale, but he was still in heat 3.
Hey, from a filming standpoint and storytelling standpoint and competitive standpoint, everything that makes it a sport, not to reseed going into the final event is fucking idiocy. Like we have to see the guys right next to each other so we can watch the race. That's why it's a sport. Are you sure they didn't reseed?
Yeah, I'm sure. They reseeded after event 4, which was the handstand walk, but they did not change the heats for the finale.
That would have been an amazing story to know, and we would have not have known had JR not told us.
Is it reseed or reseat? What's the word?
Seat
with a T.
No, seed.
Reseed because the reseed.
Reseed.
RECEND.
Okay. Receding.
Happens
recovery time for. Dan, good. What about this point? Receding fucks with recovery time for those that go from heat 2 to 1. I don't know. Probably not for that final event because the girls got to go, so you got plenty of rest, and then it's only 6 minutes more or less. Reseed.
Wow, none of us are right.
No,
that's not correct.
That's not even right.
No, that's like my hairline recede. It's not it.
Okay, take 2.
I knew there was a C.
Jason Hopper.
Jason, you can start talking when you make a CrossFit Games cut. Okay.
Take away John's analyst card. We just gave it to him.
We just talked about Harry Lightfoot being over or under top 30, and that's where you're at right now, man.
John, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. Let me ask you this. Do you ever think back farther than just the calendar year? Like if someone has a poor year, so he finishes,
He's trying to insult you, John.
So he finishes 7th, and you're like, okay, he jumped from 19th to 7th. So now it's just he's going to be 7th from now on or higher. But then the next year, he doesn't execute well. is unprepared on a couple workouts and drops. So then you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, he can talk to me when he finishes over 30th. But Dallin can finish 19th his first year, and you're high on him. Then he comes back and does really, really well this past year. So if Dallin has a down year, you're just going to be like, well, he's terrible. He's never going to finish higher than whatever he finishes this year. Is it always just what have you done for me in the last calendar year?
John, before you answer this, I want you to know what you're dealing with JR here. The same way you were pissed that you lost $20 on Fuliano. JR's pissed off because he bathes Hopper and tucks him in bed 3 nights a week. When Jason's wife's off at bingo camp on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, JR goes over to Jason's house and tucks him in. If anything, be gentle with JR. He's in the same position you were at the beginning of the show.
If anything, Jason gets far less treatment than anyone else at Crash, and he can tell you that. But no, I am curious, John, because it's very consistent with all athletes, regardless of sex.
So I think when I make my predictions for the games or for semifinals, you see where I actually am thinking, right? Okay. And you've seen my predictions on at least for semifinals. And for games, you probably can guess where I would have him. But when I'm trying to talk trash, if he's talking trash to me, it is what have you done for me lately? Yeah?
Sure. I'm just curious because
I would say when I'm talking trash, it's what have you done for me lately? I'm not going to bring up past events.
Hopper's finishing 4th.
At the games this year?
Hell yeah.
Oh, because he fucking slapped Taylor and fucking Dallin and Colton around a little bit and all
that. 1,000 fucking miles away from Vermont or somewhere.
Move my square with Hiller. I agree with Hiller.
But my predictions are basically that's my baby. So my true what I'm thinking about is what I put on those predictions. And Hopper's probably around like 10th place right now.
Larry Young, John's grandfather, his whole family's in the chat today. Hopper makes comeback with big guy workouts.
God damn, that was a good guess.
What?
That was 34 miles.
Oh, that's awesome. He's away from his kryptonite. Hopper makes. Hey, did your dad change his profile, John?
What do you mean?
Is that your dad?
Yeah.
That's a 275 barbell.
I thought he was like Larry Bird something, Lady Bird 242 or something.
Well, I think y'all started recognizing him as my dad, and then he's changed his thing.
I don't know what this is all about.
I think he wanted to be like low key.
She said she liked sex earlier, so I think she's just confirming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think we should, JR, you're saying that when we hear John talk, we should realize his breadth and depth of his analysis is a 12-month period. So he thinks Rebecca Vittison is going to be injured forever right now in John's head.
Hey, but listen,
like a bird.
Hey, but listen, John's
here comes the apology.
John's lane is specifically, hey, going into the next year, where can we expect people to end up? So if he's basing it just off the last 12 months, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just like awarding game spots about something you did 2 years ago. Like, I get that.
Holy shit, John does look like Troy Aikman. How the fuck did I never spot that before?
Who's Troy?
Everything.
Wow.
He's an old, yeah.
Did you hear
everything?
European?
What's up?
Yeah, I heard that guy say that.
Oh, European.
The European.
I was like, God.
John, you got to go with the your dad looks like Troy Aikman over you look like Lundberg.
Yeah,
you got to go with that.
I think I look more like Troy Aikman than my dad does. Do y'all know who Magnus Vermagnuson is? He kind of looks like that. He kind of looks like that.
That looks like Peter McGavin.
He's got like a square head. My head's more round. Like yeah.
Let me ask you this about Luka Jukic before we move to Enola Kai. Is Luka now a games athlete? Like now, are we going to see him? Is he going to go on a 3 or 4 year run?
I think so.
Depends on how he does last year, though.
Luka Jukic going to the game. It's going to be great to see him and Lazar there. Enola Kai did well. How about Enola Kai? How old is he? Enola is 27 years old. Is he now? Are we seeing a change in the guards here in Europe? Are these like our regulars?
I'm not near as confident on Enola Kai.
Remember we used to call him Anal?
Yeah. Then he was on the show and I stopped that.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool.
Like Luka Jukic was not strong enough. and then he got stronger, and now he's good to go, and his fitness is still there. Annual Akai, I mean, this could be he's much fitter, or it could be he just got lucky with the events. We will see this at the games.
Top 20 at the games?
I don't know. I don't want to make a pick on that.
Henrik Kapalainen, is this the best he's ever finished in semifinals?
No, he was third or second last year too.
I think he was third. Yeah.
In that 5th place finish, no, sorry.
He's been 29 for about 10 years.
In his first place finish, he crossed the finish line. He held the dumbbells for a few seconds and looked around. Do you think
I like that?
Yeah, I like that too.
Very cool.
I hated how they didn't have the camera on him the whole time.
It told me about something about him that, like, okay, now he feels like a veteran. He's having fun. He feels like he belongs. It's his house. Why did you like it, JR?
Well, I think back to, I'm pretty sure when you had Vellner on one of the times shortly after the games with Elizabeth elevated, when he said he paused at the top of the dip and like nodded to the crowd and then landed and played to the crowd. He's like, dude, there aren't many moments in your career that you know you're going to win a workout. So whenever you win one, whether it's semifinals or the games, like you should enjoy it and you should soak it in. So I think that's kind of what Heinrich was doing.
He 226. I mean, he crushed it. Could that hold for the all the semifinals?
That's something me and John were both talking about. We were like, how crazy would it be if a week one time like that holds? And I mean, it's absolutely possible. The only, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that.
Go ahead. Say
We'll
pretend like we're not listening.
I mean, what could you do faster? Because he grabbed the dumbbells immediately. The only thing you can do is bike faster.
Let me say this before you guys answer this. So yesterday I asked what's the fastest this workout can be done. And you guys said probably like 50 seconds on the bike, 45 seconds on the ring, and 75 on the farmer carry. That ends up being 170 seconds, which is that's 2 minutes. 250. And we hadn't even put. And so let's say John said the bike could be done in 30. So 250. So let's subtract 20 from there. That's still 230.
I'll let you know that whenever I think about lunging, I think about it in terms of 25-foot sessions. So I was thinking 50 feet's about 35 seconds if you're going at a good clip, and then you got to do another one. So that was about 50 seconds there, and that straightaway made it quicker for sure.
The straightaway made it way faster.
So, do we know how fast he got off the bike?
He was about like 40 seconds because Moritz was the first one off.
And so if someone wants to beat this time, they pretty much have to go back and watch this workout and figure out where they're going to shave time off of Henrik's time.
So to John's point, if we're talking about it in terms of each movement, if someone gets off the bike 40 seconds versus 30 seconds, which we can agree 30 seconds is probably like the terminal velocity that you can actually still function. But doing the lunge unbroken, doing the bike in 30 seconds is probably going to be really, really tough. The only place that there is to make up is to not put the dumbbells down. You put the dumbbells down, it's not 10 seconds. You put the dumbbells down, it's probably 15 to 20 seconds. So I think the lunge is where, if you can do it unbroken, think about how many guys did the lunge unbroken at that whole semifinal. Was it one person? One? Just him?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I think he's the only one that did it unbroken. Who? I don't remember seeing someone that didn't break the last section.
Annual Akai did it unbroken.
So maybe 2 or 3 out of 40.
It all kind of looks like he can do it unbroken.
Who?
He's just jacked.
I think Victor did it unbroken too, but he got called back. But I think he still held the dumbbells.
No, he
shuffled, right? Shuffled twice, and so
yeah.
Hey,
I just think doing the lunge unbroken is going to be less common with a fast bike than breaking up the lunge and just doing a faster bike is.
That would be good from Medeiros.
Hoffer, Wanna Love says Hoffer did unbroken. Victor Hoffer.
Braun did.
Well, he was called back.
Not do it unbroken.
He sure tried. Didn't work out too well for him.
Trish, this panel looks like one of those shows where you catch up with a boy band after 20 years. One's a retard, one's an addict, one's radicalized, one's gay, one has turned to Jesus.
I'm the gay one. I don't know who else it would be. Maybe it's JR. The tank top. Sorry, JR.
No, JR's the gay one for sure.
If he had a,
That's
if
cool.
John had a wife beater,
It is either you or JR that's gay though, for sure. We're close.
Alexis gave me a facial yesterday. That's why. Go ahead, Stefan.
I want to, but I'm not going to.
What is radicalized me?
That's Tyler. That's Tyler.
That's
in a
me.
nutshell.
100%.
Like Trish, obviously JR. Yeah, thank you. It was funny how Hiller wanted to be the gay one, but yeah, we got to. I was being gentle by taking it away from Hiller. Okay. So Happalainen, we're all excited about that. Yellow Hosta, second place after last year barely making it to the CrossFit Games.
He made it comfortably in the semifinal. It was a struggle to make it to the semifinal. I think he was fourth last year.
Let's talk about Yellow Hosta just superficially right now. He still has like a normal body.
You mean he hasn't jumped on the gear?
He has
yet?
like a basketball body.
Yeah, he just doesn't look. He doesn't look like he just looks like a normal, just fit guy.
Dude, he was really impressive. If he gets 20 pounds stronger, he's going to be.
Dude, he's going to be 242 pounds then.
What's he weigh?
No, not put 20 pounds on. I meant 20 pounds on every lift.
Oh, well, I'm glad I asked then.
Yeah, this is true. Janelle Winston. The dude's a specimen. His mandible is incredible. He does have a fucking jaw. I mean,
He does.
Like there's probably some metric like 80% of your head is from your lips and up. For him, it's the other way around. 80% of his head is from his lips and down. He's part horse. Yeah, he's got quite the jaw.
Dude, his handstand walk. I did not know he was that fast in his hands. Do we have that clip?
He looks like Mr. Incredible. Yeah, I agree. This was epic right here, this race. This was amazing. I wish I could have watched this live.
It looks so much faster, like this view, than the other view.
Is that him in the blue shorts right there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how athletic is Harry Lightfoot with the forward rolls across the finish line? I loved it. Is this from a different angle?
No, those are the ones that's finishing up after.
No, it's just going on.
I don't think the forward roll would help you out all that much as far as timing for the foot piece.
I think the thing is I think the forward roll is like leaning forward as you break the tape and track, basically. So basically, if you time that right in that last half a second, you can get an extra hand and kind of work your crash into your momentum forward.
Does it work like a goal line, the foot timer?
That's what I'm wondering. Is the red line the finish or is it the pad?
Well, every judge has a stopwatch. And I think they do the stopwatch as soon as you're off of the red.
God, I'd like to see how close are those times? What event was that? That was event.
They were damn close.
That was event 4. Yellow Hosta 7:35.62. Harry Lightfoot 7:35.9. So 28 100ths of a second.
I got a picture of Yellow Hosta over here. There he is.
Oh yeah, that is Yellow Hosta.
Crimson chin.
You guys know this guy?
That top one, the second
Fairly
one.
Odd Parents.
Yeah, geez Louise.
There you go. That's a good.
Yeah, Yellow can rest his iPhone on his chin and just watch it, hands free.
Yeah.
No smile for that one, JR. That one's good. Thank you.
I'll pull up a picture of you next, JR.
Yeah, you fuck around and find out, JR. Watch out.
I gotta be aware of my surroundings. I'm in a Family Dollar parking lot. It's a little sketchy.
There's another one just half a mile down the way. So if you get in trouble, you go to that one.
What's it called? What kind of store?
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
And are there that many of them in your area?
Oh yeah, dude.
Is it still $1, or that's just the name and everything's $2 now?
Just like Angelo said on the Mayhem podcast, we went to Spartanburg, and it is I think his exact words were shithole of a town.
From our Airbnb to Crash.
Excuse my language.
We saw 6 Family Dollars.
Wow.
I think that's the largest chain of supermarket at this point is Family Dollar.
It's Dollar
it's
General.
more than Walmart. It's Dollar General.
There's Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar.
And nothing there's $1 anymore. But
Dollar Tree is the place where you can actually still get stuff for $1.
Yeah, I think Dollar Tree is everything is $1. Yeah.
Okay, Yellow Hosta, is he now a fixture? He quit his job. He had an amazing. What did he finish last year? Do we know? Semifinals.
10th. Or he was 4th in the semifinal. He was 10th in the game.
He was what in the semifinal? Sorry,
4th.
Okay, so are these the guys? Is there anyone missing? Is Yellow Hosta now going to be a permanent fixture at the CrossFit Games?
Dude, he's looking like it, man. I'm more and more impressed with Yellow every single time I see him.
He's only going to get better.
Could he be top 5 at the games?
Yeah, I mean, I think he could be Fikowski.
Wow.
I do not.
Not yet.
No, not yet, but I think he could in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, John. Don't back off, John.
Oh, not this year. You asked me what his potential is.
We're within 1 year bounds here, John. Play by your own rules.
Let me ask you this. Can he beat Fikowski this year?
No.
I think Victor Hoffer could beat Fikowski, too, in like 10 years.
No, I thought you asked about his potential. I'm saying that's his potential.
Let me do
you think he finishes higher at the games in his career than Fikowski ever has?
No.
Now you're pissing me off, John. So I'm going to do this to you. Okay,
go ahead.
Here we go. I'm going to tell you. Can he beat Lazar Jukic at the games?
No.
This year, right?
No.
Last year, Yellow finished 10th. Wow. Can he beat Jay Crouch at the games?
Yes.
No.
Chandler Smith.
Yeah, because Chandler's not going. I guarantee.
Okay. So now we got Yellow in 8th place. Can he beat Yonakoski at the games?
Yep. I think he'll beat him pretty good.
That puts him in 7th place. Can he beat Dallin Pepper?
No. Everybody else, no.
Brent Fikowski?
No.
Roman Krennikov?
No.
Patrick Vellner?
No.
Jeffrey Adler?
No.
All right.
What about Justin Medeiros and Ricky Garrard?
I mean, they finished way down there. Justin finished 13th, so he didn't even get a chance.
But Justin's going to win this year.
I'm saying no, he's not. But Justin and Ricky will finish above him too.
You think Justin will be podium this year, John?
No.
You think he'll be? I bet you change your tune after semifinals.
I bet you I don't.
JR, how do you think Justin's going to do at semifinals next week?
At semis?
Yeah.
For sure, top 3.
Yeah, he's going to murder.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely second. Definitely second.
I got to reevaluate. I had him winning, but the legless rope climb workout was irrelevant for legless rope climb, so I'm gonna have to.
You had him winning the semifinals? You had Justin winning the semifinals?
Yeah, I thought the legless rope climbs would mean something, and they don't. So I'm gonna change it.
All right. And then finally, at the very top, Lazar Jukic, his second semifinal win. He's the man in Europe. He's the guy.
I think we can say that he has passed BKG as the guy. I put them 2 and 2 next to each other, but I am gonna go. I mean, they're still right next to each other at the games, relatively. But I'm gonna say
Lazar's coach now.
Facundo.
I thought he left me.
No, he went to his original coach. His very first
not
coach.
Facundo anymore. I think I knew that actually.
So I'll start at the bottom here, Tyler. When you think of Europe, if you used to think of BKG, now it's Lazar Jukic. He's the guy there. Like next year, like he'll go to the games, and then next year when we're doing semifinals again, you'll be like, "Yep, it's Lazar's going. He's a top 3 guy."
Mm-hmm. Health is my only concern with him, but yeah.
JR, Lazar's the guy. He owns Europe.
Yeah, I think he's the guy.
John, Iron Fist. He owns that shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Hiller, Will Leahy, or Lazar Jukic? Who owns Europe?
Oh, well, probably Lazar considering location.
But to John's point, with age and with how much both of them have seemingly closed some holes in 1 year, both Hoffer and Yella, I think, will be like that's the 3 moving forward.
That's the future.
Well, let me tell you, Lazar's 28, Yella's 29, Henrik Happalainen is 29, Luca's 25th. If anyone's the future, I would say it's either Luca or I guess Hoffer's 21.
Well, when you say the future, you assume that what Dave said in his week in review a couple weeks back means there's going to be a future.
Yeah, we're going to assume there's a future. We can only see 1 year back.
What's interesting about Yella, I know Yella's been improving, and he's been nothing he's been very impressive. But he is 29. Like he's an older rookie.
Oh,
We might only have like 2 or 3 years where Yella is, peaked.
Let me go down and tell you when the first Björgvin Karl Guðmundsson's the only 30-year-old in the top 10. He's 31. And you don't get another 30-year-old in Europe until you get to Guillaume Briant in 16th place.
Old Yella.
Old Yella.
That was good, Jake.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, not knowing anything about the season structure next year, if you just pull up like the worldwide top 20 in the Open, not knowing that there's only going to be 3 weeks, that there may be 4 or 5, and they do something like making the Open matter again where they qualify game spots directly from the Open, you have to think too, like how many of these guys are kind of built for Open style competition and how many just are not? Like how many are we going to have to see make their way to the games based on live competition or based on further stages of competition, not just the Open? I would argue that of these guys, Lazar is probably the most suited to do really, really well in the Open.
He didn't finish top 10 this year. It's Jonakowski, Saxon
He got a
Panchik,
penalty.
Jay Crouch, Luca Vunyak, Noah Olsen, Fabio Benito, Kale Lehman. I don't even know where that. I haven't even, did that guy go to the semis? Kale, Jeffrey Adler, Brandon Luckett, Patrick Vellner, and then it's a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, Lazar would have been around there, but he had a penalty in workout. Oh no, this is for the Open, not
for this for the Open. Yeah,
I still agree with what JR said. I think if the Open mattered and they have 2 and the workouts are probably a little bit harder if they're going to qualify them to the games.
Guy Melheros took 34th in the Open.
Yeah, it's because it didn't matter.
Yeah, he's pretty good at stuff that doesn't matter.
Enola Kai took 28th. Ulda Stupanex took 23rd. BKG 22nd.
I don't think if they're going to do that, you cannot compare what the people did in the Open this year to that year. You can't. It's impossible.
Maybe even since 2021, unless you were one of those people that had a chance to win it. So you were doing it for money and you were doing it for, bonuses with sponsors for finishing top 3 or whatever the case may be. But if you go back and you just say, okay, they're going back to a 5-week Open, who are the people that are kind of built for that style of competition? Like, I mean, I think that would be great from a standpoint of making it matter again. But how many of those people are just like, hey, I'm actually way better online than I am in in-person competition? How many of them are like, well, I know I'm not going to win an online competition against all these guys with super short limbs or whatever. So do they kind of let the Open just be a training day and they don't really think about what they have to do until it's time to go live?
Go ahead, Sam.
3. So the first 1, 2, 3 in the Open this year is Jonakowski, Saxon, and Jay Crouch. Do you think that do you have any doubt in your mind that they didn't give it 100%? They didn't try their fucking hardest?
No, they did.
No,
they did.
No.
Okay. So the top 3 guys, like they work. But what you're saying is Noah Olsen's in 5th, and maybe he didn't give it his all. No, I think Noah.
I think
too.
if you're not in the top 10, then those guys probably didn't give it their all.
I think when all these guys do the workouts, they go as fast as they can. I don't really buy into the fact that some of them just kind of cruise. That whenever they do a workout, they give what they have. Not saying they didn't do anything else that day or what their training was the day before. It's not like they were peaking for it, whatever. But the idea that like more than 1% of them don't go as hard as they can when the clock's going, I think is kind of silly.
How many spots, if they did qualify people for the Open, how many spots do you think they should allot?
Should or would? Like
both. They deserve.
Both.
Yeah, it's deserved.
Yeah. I think awarding the top 10 minimum, maximum 20. But I think 10 would be good. I think 10 would be legit.
That would be crazy. 25% of the games field just gets to go straight to the games from the Open. Dude, the numbers
I think top 10 in the world. Top 10 in the world, 5 weeks, video review for everybody. I think 10 makes sense. And you let the other 30 be filled from whatever system they use.
Makes you anxious, huh, John? Makes you nervous.
If the Open workouts are geared for that, then no, I'd be all for it. It cannot be the Open workouts that we had this year if that's what they were going to do.
The
In
fuck
2019, was it 10? Was it top 10 in 2019 that qualified direct?
Yes.
If Dave
the
wants
year
to,
they let
200 people in though?
2019, I think was top 20.
20?
Yeah.
Hey, you think they got to go to 5 weeks if they do that?
Yes.
I mean, the workouts just have to be harder.
I think you need more events. I think you're not going to really be able to
And max out
program a super well-rounded test for games athletes. Yeah.
I don't think you can have max out to be a part of it either if that's what you're doing.
That means Fabian Benito would be going to the games this year.
You cannot use this year for that.
I understand, but this is the game we're playing.
Hey, people worse than Fabian will go to the games this year.
Oh, 100%.
interesting idea, Mr. Brandstetter.
3 weeks of the Open, then the top 25% from those 3 weeks get to move on to the last 2 weeks.
Be confusing as all shit.
I don't even know what you said, but okay, I like it.
I don't know what we're doing.
There's
with
a
like
gateway to 2 more
quarterfinals
weeks of
and
the
stuff.
Open, and it's the top 25%.
It's always just 2 more weeks extended.
So much.
You guys realize how stupid the entire we're making it easier on the affiliates thing, only to be bombarded by the quarterfinals bullshit of a week of madness. There was that blanket statement forever. It's like, yeah, 3 weeks, it's so much easier. Fuck you. 25% of your members are now doing it, and it's for a week. Like, God, everyone's so dumb. Like, what are you, John Young? You only think about last year?
What about it?
Nothing. I wasn't really picking on you either. It's just fun.
He's just throwing punches.
Just wait for Hopper to finish 4th this year. That's all.
In 90 minutes, I will have. Do you guys call her Kelsey Keel or Kels Keel?
Kels.
Kelsey. Her name's
Not a long S. Kels.
But I think some people call her Kels. In her profile, it says Kels. So when I
think that's just her inner circle, and you're not a part of that.
And I DM'd her, hey, Kels, I'd love to have you on the podcast. You think I overstepped my bounds?
This is good. Hey, how did the teams do, Stefan?
Why were there so many teams that fuck, let's look. I have no fucking idea. I didn't see one. I didn't even know the teams were there. I didn't even know there was teams.
Hey,
here we are.
If Dave had any balls, he would make the Open matter by going 5 weeks. He would take the top 20 out of the Open, making the Open effectively matter, and he would move the teams off to the Masters. I have those Bob and Joe run the freaking Masters event too, and have them create the workouts.
Hey,
run the warm up a hill or some shit.
Let's go extreme here.
That would be cool.
Could you make it a legit contest to go straight from the Open to the games?
Yeah.
In 5 weeks?
Yeah.
They've done it before.
It solves a lot of issues.
Just cut out everything.
And and I forgot the most important part about that Dave bit. Make everyone make their videos public or they can't qualify for the games.
If you're going to do that with a top 10, every single video should be public.
I don't agree.
Everybody should.
It's because you're a pussy.
That could be true. I'm not going to argue that either.
If you are in the top 10.
And then you know what else you could do too? Anyone who you leave like 5 open spots and you let someone throw to the highest bidder, they get to throw a competition that gets 5 people to the games.
Wait a minute.
Who?
So now we're just rewinding the clock to 2018 again.
No, you take 35 people from the Open, and then you leave 5 spots open, and to the highest bidder, fucking Coca-Cola, William Moore,
I see.
Philip Morris, and you'd be
talking.
like, hey, highest bidder can throw a comp, and someone can put up $5 million to them. I'm okay, and they get to throw a competition to get 5 people to the game.
The last chance qualifier for the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, and it has to be live, and it goes to the highest bidder. That'd be sick.
They probably pay out more than the games too. It'd be awesome.
I don't see. What are we looking at? We're looking at teams for Europe semifinal teams 2024. Is there?
You want to bring Pedro on?
Is he down there?
He's still sleeping.
I mean, he's the only one who cares about the teams.
North America. I can't even get to the fucking teams. Europe.
Did you see that?
Every time I switch to Europe. Okay. Some CrossFit Krieger, CrossFit Orca, CrossFit Krieger, CrossFit Krieger. How many teams go?
All CrossFit Krieger.
All the Kriegers.
Butcher's Lab, Oslo. Do they take 10 from here also?
No, it's top 3, I thought.
Oh.
No, it's 10.
Asia's top 3.
Program motion, holistic, gymmer.
Harriet says 8 teams go.
You should drop CrossFit off of the team names. We understand it's your gym. We know.
They probably don't allow that. All right.
They're overcompensating.
Any final words, Andrew? Anything final you want to say about the first week of semifinals?
Thank God it's over. Time for the real competition to start.
John Young.
It was exciting. I'm sad for Koski. I'm happy for my girl Dewan Young because she made it. She'll be going to the CrossFit Games.
Dewan.
Is it Dewan or is it Dewan?
I think it's Dewan.
Okay.
Sevon, say something about Asia real quick.
No.
Just say something about Asia.
Oh, hi Asia.
You ever seen that? You ever seen that in Roxbury? Say something about Asia. Oh, something about Asia. All right, next.
Who we got next week? East and Oceania?
No, we're going to Carson. Are you going to Carson, John?
I am not.
You're not going to Carson. Caleb's not going to Carson. Hiller will be in Carson, sort of. JR will be there. Tyler, you'll be there. I'll be there.
In there.
John and Caleb will be there in spirit. I'll be driving down Wednesday. Wednesday we'll be setting up a big podcast studio at the house. And then don't worry, we'll invite you and Caleb to be on the podcast still.
Okay.
Don't panic. And then Thursday, a crew of us are going to head down to the venue and do a walkthrough, and we'll start filming the behind the scenes as they do the orientation on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, JR, Taylor, and Will Branstetter will be doing a show, and it will be kid-friendly, that show.
Huh?
You
Right?
say that, and it sounded sort of like a question.
Have you seen what Taylor's been writing in the chat? Like,
Taylor Self gets the final word, helping as a Biden side in the front yard. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in 90 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.